appears to be a gentleman getting a pedicure.
He actually went to get a pedicure after, and he rapped about saying, kill the N-word, then go get my toes done.
Sitting here today, you realize that you are testifying against not only co-defendants, but family members.
Yes.
Why are you doing that?
Well, I have a number of reasons.
Who is the person that was captured on the video recording shooting Charles McCormick?
My son.
What's your son's name?
Hakeem.
Why is it that you only grow a conscience when you're looking at hefty prison terms?
Objection, argumentative.
Sustained.
You really think I would have went through there if I seen all those police and all that? The drone and a helicopter and all that? You think I would have went up in there with my car registered in my name?
You don't want me to answer that question.
Day 4 of the KSOO trial was absolutely wild. An FBI agent and detective testify on phone tracking records and iCloud dumps of the phones. KSOO's own father testifies and identifies him as the shooter in court. This is the real definition of every man for themselves. KSOO's father takes a stand and emotionally points him out as the shooter. Hit subscribe, let's go. First witness we got here is a FBI agent. My guess is he does the phone tracking shit that the FBI agent did in the Melly trial.
Current position is I am assigned to the counterintelligence squad.
Okay. In addition to being counterintelligence, are you also a CAST agent?
I am.
I was correct. He's the CAST agent.
Jerry, what is CAST?
So CAST is a group of about 80 to 90 agents and task force officers across the United States who receive advanced training and cellular analysis and location information. We have three primary functions. We respond to situations that involve locating individuals in real time, so tracking fugitives, looking for missing children, victims who have been kidnapped. So we use this information we're going to talk about today in real time to locate people. Timing advance is an engineering term which refers to the distance or the time that it takes for a signal to travel from the cell phone to from the tower to the device and then back to the tower. Based on the time measurement of that event, the network then calculates an estimated distance of where that is.
And this is separate than somebody making a phone call where there's an indication in the record.
Correct. Timing advance is a network-initiated event, so these measurements are happening whether you're using your device or not. So as long as your device is on, the network can take timing advance measurements from your device.
The timing advance shit really gets people caught up because they don't realize their phone is being tracked at all times, even if you're not calling someone. We saw that in the Melly trial. We saw it in the YSL trial. We saw it in the Young Dolph trial. Pretty much every murder that happens and they have a cell phone on them, they're screwed in terms of the tracking of it.
One of the phone numbers that was provided to you, 904-485-7529, there was no mappable data for that phone for this time period?
Correct.
And again, you don't know which record is associated to what person?
I do not.
It doesn't know which person is on each phone. That's crazy.
We said, so FaceTime calls are not going to be reflected in the call logs?
No.
And then what about like iMessages?
iMessages, iPhone, which makes it an actual iMessage, it would be a data session also, so it would be reflected in data sessions. If you went iPhone to Google, it would not actually be an iMessage, even though it's coming from an iPhone. It has to be, both people have to be have iMessage enabled for it to be an actual message. So
yet another thing happened in the YSL trial. Hung up on each other. They said get on FaceTime, allegedly, before they went and murdered someone, but they were found not guilty, or at least Shannon Stowa was found not guilty of that. So they get on FaceTime because they know wiretaps aren't possible on FaceTimes.
11044 on the phone number 904-704-5095, there are no data sessions at all.
Correct.
What is that indicative of to you?
When you're using a phone that's dependent on, a smartphone that's dependent on data connections, the most logical answer is the phone's off.
Which the camera was showing us. What's on the screen?
There's a green dot. That's a T-Mobile tower, right?
Yes.
So even if I am like right next to the tower, but I am a Sprint customer, would I interact with that tower?
No.
So I can only interact with the tower that services my phone?
Correct. The phone number or the device using 4911, who's located on the green tower near the blue icon.
Okay. So the phone with the 3684 number is up here, and then it is going to move down here by the time of this call at 526.
That's correct.
I want to know who the numbers are. So what I think they're going to do here, whatever phone they think is KSOO's, that he had it turned off. That's kind of what they did in the Koberger case. They showed that he had his phone turned off purposely around the time of the murders and then turned it back on.
And you have it indicating that it is in the area that services kind of the 7001 Merrill Road address.
Yes, I would say that tower is the tower that would most likely provide service to that residence.
And this, again, you got to realize too, remember, this cell phone data doesn't pinpoint exactly where the phone is. It's usually a very broad, I think it's like the size of a football field or maybe even bigger. So that's what defense lawyers are going to pick apart here.
478-305-9583 has now moved from up here down here.
That's correct.
And walking through it, the 803 number is also moving kind of generally down.
Yes.
So what they're showing too, I think, is the phones were together at some point. I would imagine around the time of the murder.
And then you have the 624-3684.
I wish they told us which numbers were which. Like, just say who they think the phone number is. They did that in the YSL trial. I guess it's just not allowed in this trial. YSL trial was just fucking anything goes. All right, let's see what the defense lawyers do here, because I don't know. It wasn't very clear without the screen that the jury is seeing. So let's see if the defense lawyers separate their client from it in some way or do what they do on cross.
You use the word approximate location because you can only tell that the device
is in the serviceable area of a
That is
cell tower,
correct.
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
This is Scotty's lawyer, by the way.
This is an illustration showing that all these phones were using the towers that they connected to. They connected to the same towers. But I cannot tell you exactly where they were within the tower coverage area. I can just tell you that they were in that area of the tower. The beams are not exact. RF doesn't stop in straight lines. So if I represent a beam on the map, it's not going to look like a straight line. It's going to look more like, a wiggly, something like this. Just to be clear. I think that's what you were asking.
Remember, this is what he's talking about. They're not showing us this for some reason. The beams he's just talking about, these towers and this sector is like, I think this area right here is the sector. But the phone could pretty much be anywhere from this corner to all the way to over here. It's like a huge area the phone could be in if it's hitting this tower. And you see the overlap he was talking about. Like there's some overlap here and there. I don't know why they're not showing us for the trial, but this is what they're looking at pretty much.
And so you can't say whether a particular phone is 100 feet from the tower or 1 mile from the tower, with the exception of the time in advance.
That is correct.
What I just said, you can't really tell where the phone is. It's like kind of like a general area, but it's still circumstantial evidence.
So in general, your testimony, what you're telling these juries is that you can't say an exact location for the handsets, correct?
I cannot know that.
All right. In a nutshell, it could be in that location.
The locations provided are the serviceable area of the tower.
And you've testified how you can get kicked from one sector to another, that they could also not be within that area, correct?
That's fine. I'm sorry. Can you repeat it one more?
All right, yeah, let's jump into it a little bit more. Now, each one is a tower, is an antenna, and normally they have 3 sectors each, correct?
Correct.
Broken up like a peace symbol.
Correct.
All right. Now, there may be some redundancy where the connectivity, it overlaps, right?
That is accurate, yes, sir.
And perhaps we can agree on this, that the records, that doesn't definitively show that the handset was in that area. They could be in another area just connecting to that tower, to that sector, correct?
No, the handset has to be in a tower in the sector that it connects to. It can't be in another sector and connect to the usable area of another tower.
Ooh, lawyer's trying to cast doubt, but he got shot down there.
With respect to the sectors, but you can't say from what you have who has the handset,
I
right?
cannot, no, sir.
You, as the FBI agent, as the expert, you have no information on who had each handset on that day, right?
I do not.
The borrowed phone angle. We've seen that in other trials too. We don't know who was using that phone that day.
Now, you were provided records for a phone number ending in 1595, correct?
Yes, sir.
That phone number, I'll refer to it as Mr. Robinson's phone.
Okay.
You can't place that anywhere in the vicinity of Merrill Road around 11 o'clock in the morning on January 15th, correct?
I mean, we'd have to go back through the slides to go through a specific thing. Are you asking me on January, let me make sure I'm clear on it, January 15th at 11 o'clock, I don't know where that phone was.
Yes.
I only know where the phone was on the times that I depicted it on the maps. So if we want to go back through it, I can answer that question, but if it wasn't on the map and you're aware of that, then I'm not saying that I could tell you. If it wasn't on the map, I don't know.
So KSOO's phone was off is what his lawyer's getting the point across, which at the same time could be kind of bad if he turned it back on after and doesn't really turn his phone off ever, because it kind of shows a window of why would he have his phone off in the middle of the day.
You don't know the reasons why it would be off, right?
I don't know, sir.
Could it died?
Any number of reasons that a phone goes off, yes, I don't know.
Could have lost connection?
Yes, sir.
Could have been out of range?
It could have been off the network, so it would have to be in a very rural area, but yes, possible.
You placed Mr. Robinson's phone, 1595, anywhere within the vicinity of Merrill Road the morning of January 15th.
I'm not sure where Merrill Road is without seeing it on the map. I can't move the map.
So,
Or I can get the binder, if you have the binder.
She's trying to get the point across that KSOO's phone wasn't at the area of the crime scene.
so just to be clear, that we're on the right question. I asked you if you can plot the 1595 phone number, my client's cell phone, anywhere in the vicinity of Merrill Road the morning of January 15th, 2020.
Yes, that is the mappable event I have for 1595. It's at 303, and it does not appear to be, or it is not near Merrill Road.
If I were to, right now, if I were to make an Instagram phone call, it would connect to one of the cell sites, one of the towers.
Correct.
And we would see that data event reflected on my cell phone records, correct?
No, you wouldn't see a specific event. So if you called at 12:05 p.m., there may be a data session that lines up with that call at 12:05. But there also could be a data session that started 30 minutes prior that is a 60-minute data session. Lots of different events, including your Instagram call, could happen through that data session that's already initiated. So there's no way to parse out exact things on data sessions. And even if it happened at the exact same time that an Instagram call showed on a phone log, we wouldn't testify that that's an Instagram call because we don't know what's happening in the data session.
So remember, they said KSOO, he sent Op a message taunting him, remember, right before allegedly he killed him. So I'm not sure if he had a different phone, a second phone, or his other phone turned off. Who knows, bro?
So you would not be testifying at all that there was a data session at around 11 a.m. for my client's 1595 phone number where he's making an Instagram call?
No, I'm not testifying to that. In fact, if it's the same one we looked at where there was a 5-hour period, which I think it was, then there was no data session in the records.
All right, so that would reflect that somebody was not making any Instagram calls during that time period, specifically around 11 a.m.
There would be no data. No, there's no data sessions. You asked me data sessions before 11 a.m.
Correct.
Yes.
What times?
There appears to be data sessions from 8:49 all the way up until 10:58. That's UTC, so it's going to be 5.
Jesus. The bro was up early on that phone. 5 a.m.
So I guess in local time between 5 and 6:32 a.m. They look at it unless I'm specifically asked that for trial purposes.
All right, now the number that you were given to plot was 7529, correct? And the records that we have for Natalie Gant are 7259, not 7529.
Okay. I mean, that could be a typo in my report.
But it could also be an error by the government.
Yes, I guess either way.
Boom. Boom. Point out errors. Let's go. That's really good right there.
At the end of the day, you don't plot any locations for the number 7529, correct?
I did not.
But you don't know sitting here whether there are plottable records for Natalie Gant's known phone of 904-485-7259.
The records that were provided to me, there weren't any information to map in the time period and the locations. It could be off. It could be, again, there could be things disrupting its connection to the network. Most likely it's generally when it's off.
Is it your opinion that the 1595 phone is in this area around the same time, about 5:30 in the morning?
Yes, sir.
And is it your opinion that it is then up near that Eastport Road at about approximately 6 a.m. that morning?
Yes, sir.
And then it is, or I guess 6:55, you said?
Yes, sir.
And then your opinion is that the phone is no longer, the 1595 number is no longer reporting any more data from 17 a.m. until 1 something in the afternoon.
Yeah, I think it was a 7:11 a.m. to 1:10 p.m.
But that the 1595 phone is in the same Eastport area as the 478 number around that time zone.
Yes.
So I think what they just did there, KSOO's phone was turned off after a certain amount of time, but it was with someone else's phone that was connected to a certain address or something. They're not really clarifying. It's probably on the fucking screen, but we can't see it. So the jurors probably have a better understanding than we do. I think this is the fingerprint lady for the sheriff's office.
And so latent print examiner Adams, when you take the latent photograph print taken from 205, the firearm, and Hakeem Robinson's known prints, what was the opinion you were able to make?
They were a match.
A perfect match.
Fingerprints on one of the guns in the vehicle, I believe. So I think it was Dominique's Glock. Because remember, he wanted to use it, but then he said, fuck no, you're not using my gun.
This firearm that has a fingerprint on it, can you say when that print was placed on there?
No, sir.
Could have been days?
Could have been.
Could have been weeks?
It could have been.
Could have been months?
Could have been.
You have this firearm. It's found inside of a vehicle on January 15th, 2020. Do you have any evidence that disproves that my client's fingerprint was placed on the firearm in a music video weeks or months prior?
No.
No.
Adding doubt that the fingerprint was weeks or months prior, not the time of the shooting or the murder.
If you were asked to evaluate this podium after I do the cross-examination, there's a very good chance there could be prints on this because it's a surface that's good for leaving prints. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
Yes, correct, yes.
Things like glass, metal, and plastic are also good for leaving prints, right?
Yes, correct.
You weren't asked to evaluate if my client's fingerprints were lifted off of a vehicle that was used in this case, were you?
No, I wasn't.
One brief moment, Your Honor.
Okay.
And a little bit of doubt, but still not a good look that his fingerprints were found in the car and DNA. All depends on what the juror's thinking. I just said detective for the sheriff's office.
Tasked with examining visual evidence, that may be computers, cell phones, cloud accounts, social media accounts.
So on January the 15th, 2020 at 11:39, the 624-3684 crazy number texts the Abdul Robinson number, says you, and then has a location file.
That's correct.
Sending Abdul his location.
Abdul Robinson number is texting back to the crazy number saying, I'm about to leave them.
Correct.
And that's at 12:19 p.m.
That was actually, the timestamp you want to look at is still 12:19, but this is when the actual message was sent and then it was actually delivered. There's a little bit of lag time there just based on the amount of time it takes to move through Apple servers.
Okay.
Here you see the contact sheet for that phone number. The name it's saved under is KSOO.
Okay. So that's what the user of the phone has saved that number for.
Yes, that's correct.
So that's pretty damning evidence in my opinion. Someone else saving a phone number as your name. That means that's your fucking phone in my opinion. Like no one has my name saved under a phone that's not mine or I'm borrowing. And I think that's how majority of y'all work. 99% of y'all watching this too.
We have a login for the username KSOO23X.
Yes, that's correct.
With that email.
Oh my God. And his email's logged in.
Yes, that's correct.
With that email account, SO8198442@yahoo.com.
Yes.
And then here, associated with the Instagram account, it says for booking features, contact @Pop CEO Manager.
Yes, correct.
And that's that Instagram account we saw earlier that's signed into this phone.
Yes, it is.
In addition to contact logs, communications between parties, are you also able to search photographs?
Yes.
And in this instance, did you find a saved photograph on the 866-2370, a saved photograph?
Yes, I did. Yes, that's Facebook and additional other accounts.
You were asked to look for messages with 702-918-4911,
Yes, correct.
specifically on December the 28th of 2019.
Correct. And we're at the house. The user of this phone, the 3684 number, asks who, and then the 4911 number says McCormick, and then the 3684 number replies okay.
So I think one of those is Dominique's number because he's the one that was scoping out McCormick's house and shit and planned a lot of it.
Some of them were missed, some of them were answered, but they all occurred between 6:59 and 53 seconds a.m. and 8:07 a.m. Eastern Time.
74.
74 is more the same. The call logs in this case, 8:34 and 56 seconds a.m. to 10:24 and 53 seconds a.m. Eastern Time. Again, Some of them incoming, some of them outgoing, in various states that have answered and missed.
So a lot of calls, FaceTimes around the time of the murder, within an hour or two, after and before.
All right, so slide 117, web history, is that what we're talking about?
That's correct.
All right, so this phone is accessing core on all these different occasions.
Objection, leaving.
Sustained.
What's happening on this slide?
Those are separate visits to this core.duvalclerk.com website.
So this is Dominique's phone, him looking up the core site for McCormick's address. He found his fucking address because he got pulled over, remember? Some savage shit right there. And then he snitched on everyone after tracking this guy down, doing all this.
You see the core website being accessed via public access mode.
Slide 118, what do we see?
It's more the same, the public access being accessed, as well as more visits to the core website.
119, what do we see?
More visits to the core website using public access.
120, what do we see?
More access to the core website using public access. On page 126, we see visits to the News4Jax website on January 15, 2020. The screen time name is KSOO23.
And the Dropbox name?
And the Dropbox name is KSOO23.
Dropbox login too?
I'm showing you 153. Can you explain to the jury what we see here?
This is a selfie photograph. It was found in an SMS attachment, which means it was in a text message. In this case, it was created on November 25th, 2019 at 8:50 and 59 seconds a.m., again, using a FaceTime or attachment through FaceTime.
6:27 a.m. and 1:10 p.m. There was no activity on the phone.
Yes, it is.
Is your opinion that at some point during that time period the phone was powered off?
Objection, speculation.
Overruled.
Yes, it is my opinion that the phone was powered off between sometime between those two times.
It's a little sus for a phone to be powered off right around the time of the murder for a 3 or 4 hour window or whatever. It's a little sus. What these guys should have did is left all their phones at their houses and had someone text people and act like they're chilling at home.
181 is a picture that was recovered from the S08198442 at yahoo.com Apple iCloud account. It was taken by an Apple iPhone XR. It is a social security number for Hakeem Armani Robinson. You'll see the capture time there, January 16, 2020 at 10:54:01 a.m. And we see that in the metadata of the file, so we know it's accurate.
This is his phone, an iCloud account, 100%. You wouldn't have your social security information on a phone that's not yours. I'm sorry.
This is an additional media file photograph that was found on the Apple iCloud for the same account. It is a photograph of a young man standing on concrete. It says, y'all add at GangstaJit Big ATK. Were created on January 20th, 2020 at 1:13 p.m. and it appears to be a gentleman getting a pedicure. He
actually went to get a pedicure after and he rapped about saying, kill an N-word, then go get my toes done. Is that really what they're inferring here? Holy shit.
Can you explain what we see here?
So this is the user account information for houseofpain904@gmail.com. It gives the account name as House Pain. It's a full iCloud account.
And what was the date range that Apple was told to provide all responsive data?
From January, sometime in January 2019 to February 23rd, 2021.
Till February 2021?
That's correct.
After January the 14th of 2020, was there any responsive data at all?
No, there was not.
Was there any indication that phone was ever backed up ever again?
No, there was not.
All right, cross-examination on this iCloud guy.
It does not appear that you ever received a device associated with the phone number 904-803-3671. Is that correct, sir?
That's correct.
You did not receive a phone associated with 305-321-0896?
I don't believe so, ma'am.
Okay. You, I guess, have pulled this data that certain phones had contacts with other phones, but you don't have any investigative knowledge of why we care.
I have very little knowledge. That's correct, ma'am.
If I'm offshore and I'm not communicating with the tower, there's no activity that's communicating with the phone, correct?
No, sir. Once again, there would still be background activity on the phone. There would be stuff written to the logs because if the phone was powered on and not on the network.
KSOO's lawyer's struggling with this phone shit.
I understand what you're saying. I'll agree with you. I'll withdraw that one. You're saying that on the phone that you look at, it's going to have something on there for that time frame.
Correct, independent of it being connected to the network or not.
But as you sit here as the expert witness, you can't say why it was off that day.
No, sir, I can't.
Or if it was intentionally turned off.
I can't say that, no, sir.
When was that song added to the account?
On January 15th, 2020.
What time?
At 11:52:06 p.m.
All right, so that's 12 hours, or that's roughly 12 hours after the murder happened.
Yes, sir, correct.
So that would mean that my client is aware of the song after the murder happens?
Well, it was placed on this phone 12 hours after the murder. I'm not sure if he was aware of it before then or not.
It would be speculative to say that he was aware of it beforehand, right?
Considering this evidence, yes, sir.
All we have is that it was added to his iCloud account 12 hours later.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Is that sus? Adding that song to his iCloud account 12 hours after the murder? Maybe a little bit, yeah. There is a lot of red flags and circumstantial evidence. It's just whether or not the defense can cast enough doubt for the jury.
The registering of that email address over to his accounts, the fact that they could have been screenshots, the reasons why it was powered off, is that anywhere in the presentation the government just did?
Yes, sir.
All right.
There it is. A little bit of doubt there.
The notes that you saw in the slideshow, you can't say when those notes were left, right?
Right, there's no timestamps on those.
No times, no dates. Right?
Correct, yes, sir.
And are you aware that one of them, or let me withdraw that, some of the notes you notice that they rhyme, right?
Correct.
Does that indicate to you that it may be lyrics for a song?
That could be, yes, sir.
Are you aware that one of them, when it's bang and fang, that has to do, those are lyrics from his very first song years prior in a compilation with a late rapper named J.D. Youngin?
I'm not aware of that, sir.
Again, it's not a crime for him to rap about a life that others are living, right?
Correct.
Your understanding from JSO, you may not be a fan, but that type rap sells.
Correct.
So just shitting on the lyrics that they found in the Notes app, I believe, that we didn't even really see because they're not showing us the screens.
People sing songs about real things,
Yes, they do.
and your role in this case is as a forensic investigator. You don't know what the other evidence is.
That's correct.
I don't have any other questions.
Okay, may this witness be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, officer. You are excused and free to go. Detective, sorry.
All right, Queso's father just walked in. Think about this. I wonder if they've even seen each other. I'm sure Queso knows that he's snitching. This is fucking crazy. A father telling on his son in court. Here we go. He just picked people up. He wasn't there in the car when the murders happened, but he picked people up, so he got charged.
You may proceed.
Thank you, may I please, court?
Yes.
Would you please state your name for the record, sir?
Abdul Robinson, Senior.
Please stay close to the microphone and your voice up. Do you have any nicknames?
Yes, Blue.
And how old are you today?
54.
You have any children?
Yes.
How many?
I have 11 children.
What's the age of your oldest child?
34.
And your youngest?
6.
Damn! 11 kids. 34 and 6 is the age gap.
And are you currently incarcerated on a number of felony charges?
Yes.
On 2 separate cases?
Yes.
When were you arrested and taken into custody?
September 10th, 2020.
Have you been charged by the state with accessory after the fact to first-degree murder and solicitation to commit first-degree murder related to the murder of Damon Rothermel?
Yes.
And when did that murder take place?
I think on January 31st, 2019.
And there was the potential for you to be charged as a principal in that murder, is that correct?
Yes.
But you weren't. Do you know a person named Leroy Whitaker?
Yes.
Are Hakeem Robinson and Leroy Whitaker related to one another?
Yes.
How so?
Cousins.
Mr. Robinson, do you see your son Hakeem Robinson in the courtroom here today?
Yes.
Can you tell us where he's seated and what he is wearing?
You sit between these two lawyers right there with a beige suit on.
The record reflect the witnesses identified, Mr. Hakeem Robinson.
Okay, the record shall so reflect.
This is wild. They probably just made eye contact.
Do you also see Leroy Whitaker in the courtroom here today?
Yes.
Can you tell us where he's seated and what he's wearing?
He's wearing a gray suit. Sitting right next to his lawyer.
Now, on April 11th of 22, did you enter pleas of guilty to the court in both of your pending cases?
Yes, I did.
And was that plea partially negotiated with the state?
Yes.
Now, as part of your plea, you agreed to cooperate against the co-defendants in both cases?
Yes.
Have you been sentenced yet on either of your charges?
No, I haven't.
This is... I can't believe this.
Now, if you are to receive a 20-year sentence from the court, how old would you be approximately at the end of that sentence?
Say that again.
If you were to be sentenced to 20 years by the court, at the end of that sentence, approximately how old would you be?
I'll be close to 70.
As part of your plea, did you have sentencing guidelines in your case
Yes.
that represent the lowest sentence the court should sentence you to, absent a legal reason to go below?
Yes.
And what were your guidelines in your case? Do you recall?
76 months to 20 years.
Now, even though cooperation provides a legal basis that allows the court to go below, does the court have to?
No.
Does the court have to follow any recommendation the state makes?
No.
Were you aware of what was going to happen to him that day?
No.
Did you participate in any of the planning of the murder of Charles McCormick?
No.
Were you present when Charles McCormick was murdered?
No.
Did you know that was going to happen before it happened?
Nope.
When did you find out Charles McCormick was going to be murdered? Or, excuse me, when did you find out Charles McCormick had been murdered?
After I picked up Scotty and Butter.
So that would be Leroy Whitaker and Dominique Varner?
Yes.
You indicated you picked them up. How did you know that they needed a ride on January 15, 2020?
My son called me and asked me to go give Scotty a ride.
Which son?
Kareem.
Abdul Jr.?
Yes.
Do you recall what Abdul Jr.'s phone number was that he communicated with you on that day?
I think it's 904-624 3694-84.
3684?
Yeah.
Do you recall what your phone number was back on January 15, 2020?
904-866-2370.
Now, sitting here today, you realize that you are testifying against not only co-defendants but family members.
Yes.
Why are you doing that?
I have a number of reasons.
Oh, man.
I got some health issues. I got 2 6-year-olds and an 8-year-old daughter. And, when my 8-year-old daughter asked me when I'm going to come take her to the daddy-daughter dance.
Objection, hearsay relevance.
Holy shit.
She asked me over each year when I'm going to come take her there. And I keep letting her down. Then my 6-year-old son, when he asked me if I'm going to come to his football games. My other 6-year-old, he asked me when I'm going to come see him. He begging me, please come see me, Daddy. He want to teach me how to play the game, but he don't know where I'm at. Things like that.
What health issues do you have?
I have diabetic. I'm diabetic. I'm on high blood pressure. I suffer from congestive heart failure. I just found out June 25th that my kidneys is failing rapidly.
Don't mean to be negative here, but it sounds like he's not going to live much longer. What the hell?
Becoming a witness in this case negatively impacted your relationship with your entire family.
Well, I really don't have no more relationship with my family besides one person.
So a part of your family completely cut you out.
Yeah.
When people know that you're cooperating, does that make it easier or harder for you when you're incarcerated?
Well, it make it harder for me.
Or about when you get out?
Extremely harder.
Is cooperating in this case something that is easy for you to do?
No, this is the most hardest decision I've had to make in my life.
The day that Charles McCormick was murdered on January 15, 2020, does that specific day hold any significance for you and your family?
Yes.
And why is that date significant in your mind?
It's the date that my son got killed.
Who was your son that got killed?
Willie Addison.
Were Abdul Jr. and Hakeem Robinson close to Willie?
Yes.
The state's whole theory here is that they're avenging Willie's death a year later.
Where was Willie Addison when he was actually shot on January 15, 2019?
He was in the truck with me in the passenger seat.
Were you driving?
Yes.
And so Willie was in the front passenger seat?
Yes.
Is anyone else in the vehicle?
It was like 4 more people in the vehicle.
Who were there?
Abdul Jr., Moody, my nephew, Samuel, and Pooh Red.
Is Pooh Red Torgon Williams?
Yes.
Is Torgon Williams related?
Yes.
How so?
Cousin.
Now, did Torgon and Willie have a decent relationship?
I think it was okay.
Was Torgon Williams close to your son Abdul Robinson Jr.?
Yes.
How was Torgon's relationship with Hakeem Robinson?
Well, they had a pretty good relationship.
Now, when Willie Addison was shot, was anyone else inside the vehicle hurt as well?
Everybody.
Including you?
Yes.
After everyone was shot, what did you do?
Well, I drove to the hospital, and as I was driving, I could hear Willie making this guggling noise, and I hold his hand while I was driving, because I didn't want him to die, feel like he died alone, and
Jesus.
well, he got shot about 7 times,
Jesus.
He's paralyzed right now.
And Torgon was shot?
Yes.
Multiple times?
Yes.
Everyone got shot in the fucking car. Holy shit. I'm surprised only one person died.
How long did Abdul Jr., since he was shot in the head, how long did he remain in the hospital?
He stayed in the hospital about 3 or 4 months.
Now, Hakeem Robinson was not in the vehicle when the shooting happened, correct?
No.
How was he affected mentally by Abdul Jr. and his family members being hurt?
Probably pissed off.
Objection, speculation, personal knowledge.
Yeah, unless he has personal knowledge, I'll sustain that objection.
Do you have personal knowledge as to how Hakeem Robinson was feeling after this happened?
Yeah.
Is that because he was living with you?
Yes.
How was Hakeem Robinson after this?
I mean, he was angry about it. I mean, we was all angry about it.
Do you consider yourself to be a member of ATK?
No.
Is Abdul Robinson Jr. part of ATK?
Yeah.
What about Hakeem Robinson?
Yes.
Leroy Whitaker?
Yes.
Torgon Williams?
Yeah.
And is Dominic Barner affiliated with members of ATK?
Yeah.
Was Charles McCormick part of ATK?
No.
Who was Charles McCormick affiliated with?
6 Block.
All right, another local rap group here?
Yes.
Did Charles McCormick have a rap name or a nickname that you're aware of?
Yep.
All right, and what was that?
A little buck.
How would you describe the relationship between the group 6 Block and the group ATK?
They didn't like each other.
Did they get along?
No.
Did they consider one another to be ops?
Yes.
Had a desire to go after Charles McCormick based on that song?
I mean, I would say a few people.
All right. Anybody related to you or anyone else?
Yeah.
All right. Well, who would you think had the most?
The most? I would say Abdul, my son, both of them. Hakeem and Abdul.
Did Abdul Robinson Jr. have a cell phone in January 2020?
Yes.
Did he have just one?
He had a couple phones.
Why do you have a couple phones?
I mean, you got, your work phone, your phone for your ladies, or something like that, different phone.
Like Kevin Gates, I got 2 phones. One for the drugs, one for the ladies.
What was Abdul Jr.'s primary number back in January 2020? Was that the 624-3684 you mentioned?
Yes.
Is that the number you typically would communicate with him on?
Yes.
Did he have a second phone number that you helped get it?
Yes.
Do you recall what that number was? And what was Hakeem Robinson's primary number back in January 2020 that you would communicate with him on?
The phone number?
Yes, sir.
904 704, I think, 1595.
Oh man, that's it. That's the number they've been saying is his. His dad is snitching, confirming it.
Do you recognize phone number 478-305-9583?
Yes.
Whose phone number was that in January 2020?
Hakeem?
Hakeem Robinson's?
Yes.
And how do you know that?
I got it for him.
All these motherfuckers have more than one phone, dude.
When you spoke to Abdul Jr., did he tell you why Leroy Whitaker needed a ride?
No.
Do you know what area of town or Leroy Whitaker was in that you needed to go pick him up?
Say that again?
How did you know where to go pick Leroy Whitaker up?
Abdul Jr., he sent me a pin drop, a location.
When you went to pick Leroy Whitaker up, what were you driving?
Dodge Challenger.
When you drove that Dodge Challenger over there, is that a car that's actually in your name?
Yes.
Now, as you were driving away, did you ask them or were you concerned about anybody in particular?
Yes.
Who?
Hakeem.
And why were you concerned for Hakeem?
I know that's his circle of friends.
Was it unusual in your mind for him not to be with them at that point?
Yeah.
Now, as you were driving Leroy Whitaker and Dominique Varner away, did you find out what had happened to Charles McCormick?
Yes.
And you found out the details about who was involved?
Yes.
And did you continue to drive both Leroy Whitaker and Dominique Varner away?
Yes. I took the clothes they had on and left with them.
Where'd you go?
I went over there off Kings Road behind Burger King, put them in this fire barrel.
Did you set them on fire?
Yes.
And why were you doing that?
It was just my way to help.
Did you take either Leroy Whitaker or Dominique Varner with you when you did that?
No.
Do you recall if anyone else was at your home prior to you leaving to set those clothes on fire?
No.
No, there weren't, or no, you don't recall?
I don't recall nobody them.
Whose firearms who did they belong to?
KSOO.
Were they real firearms?
Yes.
Did he typically use fake guns in his music video like that?
No.
We got a father confirming guns, one of them being a murder weapon that is his.
After the murder of Charles McCormick on January 15, 2020, did you ever see Hakeem with that black AR-style rifle pistol again?
No.
Are you aware of a dash cam video that recorded the murder of Charles McCormick in this case?
Yes.
Have you seen that video?
Yes.
And the person captured...
Objection, sidebar.
All right, let me see counsel in court order at sidebar.
Man, I'm wondering how he's going to go about this.
Did you become familiar with some of the clothing that he owned?
Yes.
See the types of clothing that he would wear?
Yes.
See him as he...
Objection.
Okay, Phil, rephrase your questions.
Did you ever see him walking about the house?
Yes.
Did you see him in music videos?
Yes.
Are you familiar with the way he moves?
Yes.
Are you familiar with, or 5 years ago, were you familiar with the way his build was, his physical characteristics?
Yes.
And after January 15, 2020, you became aware of a video recording that captured the murder of Charles McCormick. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you've had an opportunity during the pendency of your case and the discovery to see that recording.
Yes.
Correct? Did you, when you viewed that recording, recognize the person depicted in it?
Yes.
Who is the person that was captured on the video recording shooting Charles McCormick?
My son.
What's your son's name?
Hakeem.
Jesus, he's getting emotional, but brother, you're snitching on your son right now. Oh God, Cross is going to be brutal.
You're cooperating in this case, correct, sir?
Correct.
This is not your first cooperation, is it?
No.
Somewhat made a career out of it, have you not?
I wouldn't say career.
Well, you first testified against an officer, Officer Eric Sinclair, back in
Overruled.
1999, right?
Did I do what?
You testified against Officer Eric Sinclair back in 1999.
No, I didn't.
You came forward with information.
Yeah.
The officer evidently didn't take it to trial, correct?
Correct.
But your cooperation, your testifying to the federal government caused him to enter a plea, right?
I'm not going to agree with that.
Okay. So a pretty good deal you made for yourself.
Yeah.
You've also worked as a confidential informant for police, haven't you?
Yep.
Jesus. I wonder if KSOO and all them knew this. Probably not.
And when they brought you in, you've agreed to cooperate, right?
Right.
But that didn't happen until 2022, correct?
Right.
That would have been after they put the second homicide on it, right?
Right.
Now, in the Rothermel homicide, you're aware that Dominique Varner originally was going to testify against you, right?
Right.
Your involvement in what you pled guilty to as accessory after the fact in the Rothermel killing was that you admit you gave money to Dominique Varner after knowing he had just been involved in the shooting and needed to get out of town.
Yes.
And you're willing to admit that, correct?
Yes.
You do not admit, you do not agree with Mr. Varner's claim that you provided a gun and a car to accomplish that drive-by shooting.
Right.
But in 2022, when you agreed to come forward and cooperate, they cut your exposure by 2/3, right?
Yes.
I mean, I've never been super great at math, but 30 plus 30 is 60, right?
Right.
And your plea agreement for the death of 2 human beings calls for a maximum of 20 years, right?
Right.
And I think you told us that that was based on your age, your health issues, and you want to be there for your younger kids, right?
Yes.
Would you agree with me? You weren't there for your older kids.
That's why I know better this time.
Okay. Were you aware that Antonio McLaren wore a wire on Mr. Barner?
Oh shit. So that's the guy that wore wire. If you don't know, Dominique was in jail, I think, talking to someone and basically told them everything that KSOO was the shooter. The person had a wire on and they were a CI and he spilled the beans to this person.
That Antonio McLaren wore a confidential wire on Dominique Barner?
Yes.
Jail. You were?
Yes.
Okay. It's fair to say that you were vengeful after that shooting, is it not, sir?
Yes.
And that is, in fact, is why you were willing to be involved in what would become the attempted murder of someone named P. Money, and that resulted in the Rothermill killing.
Yes.
That you then picked up Dominique Barner and Leroy Whitaker, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And with all of your testimony, though, you have not heard Leroy Whitaker specifically ever make any kind of statement that he wanted Charles McCormick dead, correct?
Correct.
The more I think about this, all they have on Scotty really is his DNA in the car on the shirt, his DNA on the lady in the house, and then people testifying that he got picked up.
Your community, your family, those people that know you best in this world are in this courtroom right now, right?
I don't think so.
You don't see family sitting there?
Nope.
You don't see Hakeem's mother sitting there?
Oh, yeah, I see her.
Now, of course, she knows you, right?
Yes, you know me.
A moment ago, you said that you are a 2-time convicted felon. You go away for roughly 10 years.
Right.
Now, you said a moment ago that, well, that you disagreed about cooperation. You got what's called, the government filed a 5K, right?
Yes.
And a 5K specifically is when somebody has provided substantial assistance in the investigation or prosecution of others. You agree with that?
Yes.
But you disagree that you got a reduction because of cooperation?
No, I don't think I disagree with that. She said testifying.
You snitched on other people, you got a reduction, right?
Yeah.
This is wild. Bro basically just said KSOO isn't his family anymore. That's crazy.
You get charged in the McCormick case, you get charged in the Rothermill case, and you initially plead not guilty, correct?
Right.
You fight the McCormick case for a period of time, right?
Right.
You have your attorney involved in depositions knowing the facts of the case, correct?
Yes.
And then your attorney comes to you and says, they're threatening to charge you as a principal.
Objection, Judge. And the grounds? Okay.
Him to waive, Your Honor, not the government to say.
Okay. Well, then I'll leave it to Mr. Abdul Robinson Sr.
There was a point in time when these 2 murder cases are pending that you learn that the government is now trying to leverage you, threatening you with charging you as a principal in the Rothermill case, right?
Yes.
And that would have meant a life minimum mandatory for you, right?
Yes.
So, you agree, you cave, and astonishingly, for the second time, why is it that you only grow a conscience when you're looking at hefty prison terms?
Objection, argumentative. Sustained. Just ask a question, Mr. DeCoste, without commentary.
KSOO's lawyer's coming for his neck.
Once again, you're looking at life, and you decide to cooperate to get out of it, right?
Right.
Now, you're hoping that the recommendation is going to be that you serve, for all of your crimes, only 76 months, right?
I mean, yes.
Right. That's what you have in writing with the government, right?
Yes.
And you served a majority of that time already.
Right.
So that means that within a short couple of months, maybe 12, you're going to be back walking the streets of Jacksonville.
Yeah.
That was the price of your testimony, right?
Right.
You had to cooperate and implicate your 2 sons, but it got you out of custody.
You say implicate them?
You had to point at your sons. Let's back up for a second. At the point in time that they leveraged you with life on the Rothermill case, they had already arrested your son and said that he was the one that committed it, right? They had already, on this case, through the evidence, through the depositions that your attorney was at, they already believed that Hakeem was a shooter, right?
Right.
All right. So it wasn't something that you came forward and like, hey guys, let me help you understand the case. You just agreed to their narrative.
No, I didn't agree to that narrative. They asked me what the conversation was when I picked them up.
Defense lawyer's just trying to make him look like a piece of shit that's lying, agreeing to their narrative. He's like, nah, this is just what happened.
At that point, though, they had already pointed the finger at Hakeem, right?
Right.
All right. So you just continued with their case. I'm going to point at Hakeem. He was a shooter.
I can't agree with that.
You also pointed out your other son, Abdul, the one that shares your name, Abdul Kareem Robinson Jr., right?
Right.
Before you decided to cooperate, you had also reviewed all of the phone records in this case, correct?
Yes.
So you had knowledge of what the government believed was happening in the case.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about Dominique Barner. Your words, he's a reliable hitman, right?
Yes.
A reliable hitman, the guy that snitched yesterday or last Friday.
He's a reliable hitman. You must have used him as a hitman before, right?
No.
And how do you know he's a reliable hitman? Can't be the Rothermill case because they didn't kill P. Money. So how is it that you know that he's a reliable hitman?
I mean, you hear things when you're in the streets.
That's Chris Brown, right?
Yes.
Butter pecan skin, right?
Yes.
Not Hakeem.
No.
Dreads down to his chin, right?
No.
He's got dreads, no?
Yes.
Some of that hair goes down to his chin.
Somebody hair on his chin?
Down to his chin.
Yeah, he got hair on his chin.
All right. Now, Chris Brown's right around 6 feet.
He said, yeah, they just had a miscommunication. He thinks he said hair in his chin. He said, yeah, he got hair in his chin. Defense lawyer is giving the description that the lady gave of the guy that came out of the woods. trying to cast out that it was Chris Brown and not KSOO.
Yeah, he might be about 6 feet, a little bit on.
He's a skinny guy too, right?
Yes.
He's also best friends with Bubba.
Yes.
Crazy Chris, Chris Brown, and Butta Dominique Barner, right?
Right.
Now, Dominique Barner, he lives that life too, right? He's got wounds, he's got tattoos.
Yes.
He doesn't have a future in the entertainment industry.
No.
None of them do.
No.
When the police searched your house in the U-Haul truck that was out there, they found T-shirts for House of Pain. They found other swag that you had made and these drawings for House of Pain, right?
Swag?
We'll get to that. You allegedly burned the clothes that Butta had on him, right?
Correct.
You break through the police perimeter to pick up Leroy Whitaker and Barner, right?
Come on, man. You exaggerating, man. You know it wasn't no police perimeter, none of that. You exaggerating now.
Oh, shit is getting crazy.
Exaggerating that there wasn't drones and helicopters overhead
How would I know that?
because you were driving to the location?
And I would see a drone in the air?
So we'll agree. All right, let's say the JSO. We'll let JSO answer the question whether they had a perimeter and they had hundreds of officers trying to find the shooter that was running through neighborhoods.
You really think I would have went through there if I seen all those police and all that? The drone and a helicopter and all that? You think I would have went up in there with my car registered in my name?
You don't want me to answer that question.
Oh my God. He said, you don't want me to answer that question.
Nah.
Or wait, are you telling me that you, as the patriarch of the family, that basically these kids come by and say, hey, Blue, go do this?
They didn't call Leroy Whitaker daddy to go get it. They called me. What if they would have called somebody? I would like to see how they would feel if they would have called somebody else to go pick somebody up. They didn't. They called me. If I would have knew something was going on, I wouldn't have never went.
All right, so then after you know about it, you're then cool with going to burn clothes, right?
Yeah, after I get to know about it, I was cool with that.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a felony, destruction of evidence.
Yeah, I did it. I like Scotty. I did.
Definitely know you didn't call 911.
Right.
That conscience only grew later when you were looking at life.
He said, I like Scotty. Yeah, I burned the clothes.
And the phone that was used, now, it's interesting, the government, they asked you about a bunch of phone numbers and you remembered it off the top of your head, right?
Yeah.
But the one that they had to tell you was 478-305-9583.
Objection, Judge.
What's the grounds?
The misstatement.
Okay. I will, of course, the jury will recall the testimony that came out from the witness stand, if you'll just ask the question of the witness.
Darrell Watts was your best friend, right?
Yeah.
He was murdered.
Yeah.
To this day, you were not cleared as a suspect in that case.
Judge.
Sustained. Mr. DeCoste, just ask questions, please, that are relevant.
An arrest has not been made in the murder of Darrell Watts.
Objection, Judge.
Sustained.
Specific day of January 15th, 2020. Your words, you didn't see Hakeem that entire day.
Correct.
Didn't see him before, right?
Right.
Didn't see him after.
Correct.
Now, you said that you were worried about him, right?
Correct.
Well, you have all these phone numbers that you have memorized. You didn't call any of them.
Correct.
But you were concerned?
Yes.
Common sense dictates that if you're concerned about your son, and that what you're saying is actually true, that you would have picked up the phone and called him. But you didn't do that.
Correct. I didn't.
And you know from this case that he was never charged, right?
Correct.
Yet his DNA is inside of the car, right?
Oh, I guess.
If I were to guess, the guy probably had an alibi, even though his DNA was in the car. These motherfuckers that are charged probably don't even have an alibi, bro. Like, that guy was probably like, no, I was here, and I have multiple people that can tell you that I was here all day. I wasn't in no car at 11 a.m. If KSOO is innocent, why doesn't he have an alibi somewhere else? An alibi is a very, very strong defense. If you have one, you're going to come forward with it.
You'll be a 4-time convicted felon. You've already spent 10 years in prison and approximately 5 in custody on this,
Correct.
for a total of about 15 years in custody.
Correct. Let's not forget about the 10 years that I was out free and no trouble.
But then you got into trouble again.
Right. I was out free from 2009 to 2020, no trouble.
I understand, but coming in here today and going back to the question, your number one objective is protecting yourself.
Of course.
One brief moment, Your Honor.
Okay.
On redirect, the state is now showing him a video of the shooting again.
That was shooting?
No.
What?
So Hakeem.
And you indicated a few moments ago that Hakeem's approximately 6'2". Have you ever measured him, or are you just going off what you believe?
I never measured.
As he sits here today, does Hakeem Robinson look the same as he did 5 years ago?
Nope.
Does he look different today, Hakeem Robinson, than he did 5 years ago? Has his build changed in any way?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, he look a little grown, like, you know.
So he was smaller 5 years ago?
Objection, needing to strike.
Okay, sustained. Just rephrase your question.
He looking grown. The state's trying to get it across so he could look bigger now than what he looked 5 years ago.
You said bigger today?
Yes.
Objection, needing to strike.
Okay. There's no evidence to strike, so I'm not striking. It's because the attorney's questions are not evidence. Anybody's attorney's questions are not evidence, but rephrase your question without leading.
Judge, sorry, Mr. Robinson, I didn't hear your answer. When I asked you, how does he look different today, what was your response?
He look like he grown, gained a little weight.
Part of that agreement with Cinematic Music, were you actually on that contract?
Yes.
How so?
I was his management.
Okay. And you signed that form?
Yes.
Did Hakeem Robinson sign it?
Yes.
Damn. Defense lawyer went up there, tried to make it sound like he wasn't even his manager at all and someone else was managing him, which probably was. Artists usually have more than one manager. I would imagine his father was his day-to-day manager, and then he had like a business manager on the other end.
Government asked you who that was, right?
Yes.
If you said anybody other than Hakeem, you'd still be looking at life, right?
Yes.
Nothing further.
All right, may this witness be excused.
That was a good final question for the defense there. What do you guys think? You think KSOO did this? There's definitely some circumstantial evidence and red flags. I mean, the DNA is in the car. Fingerprint on one of the weapons in the car. A lot of stuff does point to KSOO being at least in that vehicle. Comment down below what you guys think. Hit subscribe. I love you guys. Peace out.